Major League Baseball, basically they're looking to expand into new markets and looking at how they can make small to mid-sized markets that were previously undesirable, how they could actually make it work. And it's really an issue of competition and competing with even, high school and college teams.
Yeah, it's really harder and more difficult than it sounds.
Yeah.
You would think, a major league team, they wouldn't have any problem finding a place that wants a major league team,
right.
But there's just a lot to it. There's a lot of considerations. There's financial considerations, of course. There's political considerations, but most of all, there are television considerations.
Okay.
Because that's really what's driving the revenue of professional sports now is TV. So it becomes very challenging. And, one of the reasons is that all of these markets from television overlap. Mm-hmm. There are no unserved television markets in Major League Baseball today. I mean, even if you don't have a team in your own city, mm-hmm. then, it doesn't mean that that you're underserved because somebody is seeing some major league team somewhere at all times.
Okay.
It's really what kind of audience can you attract to mm-hmm. your city? You mentioned collegiate sports as an example.
Yeah.
We do our show many times from Columbus, Ohio. And in Columbus, Ohio, there are no Major League Baseball teams, no NFL teams, and so on. They do have a professional soccer team and a professional hockey team. But as far as Major League Baseball, they only have a minor league team.
The Clippers, correct?
Columbus Clippers,
okay.
Yeah. So it's hard in that market because you have Cincinnati to the south and mm-hmm. you have Cleveland to the north that both have professional football teams, and Cleveland also has a professional basketball team. Mm-hmm. So there's just not enough market share. The other thing that comes into consideration with these teams is how many Fortune 500 and Fortune 1000 companies do you have in a particular city? And where do you rate in the television ratings? For instance, Las Vegas, that has been considered in the past, you would think it would be a good market for Major League Baseball, as an example. While, they have a good population, they have a lot of money there. They have good companies there.
Okay.
They're like 40th in the television market. So it's really a very complicated situation. Owning the team, you really have to be a billionaire today, and a lot of these teams don't necessarily make a lot of money on the team. I mean, most of these people, there's I think 63 billionaires worldwide that own sports teams.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And probably all 63 of them made their billions before they owned a sports team.
Oh, yeah.
Because it requires that. The other thing that is a real impediment to professional teams is a stadium. Because you have to have a state-of-the-art stadium, to own one of these teams. The last stadium that was built was for the Washington Nationals when the Montreal Expos moved to Washington, D.C. And they spent the city spent $600 million on that stadium. Well, you can't build a stadium today for $600 million. So you really have to have the you really have to have the support of the community, and that's difficult because there's political considerations and financial considerations and population considerations and TV considerations. Yeah. So that's pretty tough.
That's why they require that you are so proven in business before you even begin to own a major league team.
Right.